query executor will be executing your SQL queries. Okay, so that means whatever we return SQL queries and PLSQL code in our PLSQL blocker. So first of all, what it will do, SQL queries, whatever you return, that will be separating, and PLSQL related code is going to be separating. Okay, so both are separated by your PLSQL engine. After that, PLSQL code, okay, sending to PLSQL code executor, and PLSQL code executor is executing PLSQL code, okay, in PLSQL engine. And whatever the SQL queries are separated, those queries are sending to SQL engine or SQL database engine. And that SQL engine, in that SQL engine, whatever SQL your compilation will be done. After compilation is done, first attempt, then second time, from the second time onwards, there is no need to compilation, guys. There is no need to compilation. So this is what we called as, guys, here subblock advantage. And so here every point will be look like a drawback in anonymous, right? So that's why anonymous blocks are using in database testings. So anonymous blocks are using just for testing of your code. So whatever the code you written, the code will be just a testing here. Okay, now just a writing, checking, compilation, execution, and producing some output. So that means just whatever the programming code and source code we are writing, the code will be just for testing purpose only. Anonymous blocks will be useful, because I said that the code cannot be saved. The code cannot be saved. Yes or no? It's just a testing purpose we can use. But the subblocks are not like this, guys. Yeah? Subblocks are using in application development side. So application development side, we can use subblocks like Java applications. We are developing .NET applications, okay, and database applications. So like different types of applications when you want to develop by using of different technologies. So there your subblocks will be useful. Okay. No? So these are the what we can say, guys, the two types of blocks. Okay, right. And first we will discuss with the anonymous blocks. Okay, and we will see some example on this. And later we will go for subblocks, right? Now anonymous blocks come to here. So anonymous blocks are, again, suppose if you want to write some code, in anonymous block, okay, compulsory in this, we need to maintain the three different blocks are there. That means anonymous block is having or is contain three more blocks. One is declaration, execution, exception. Okay, now how many blocks here? Three blocks: declaration, execution, exception. Okay, so what observe? Declaration block simply we called as here. This block, it starts with a declared statement. This block, it starts with a declared statement, and in this, what I can do? Only declaration, declaring variables, declaring cursors, declaring user-defined exceptions. Only declaration. As per your program, how many number of variables you required. Okay, so just a declaration only we can do in this block. Other than declaration, we can't do anything in this block. Okay, now, and this block is also optional. It's not mandatory block. Suppose you don't have any variables to declare in your program, so no need to use your declaration block. So it's an option. Next one is called as the execution block. We call it. Execution block starts with the begin statement and ends with the end statement. Starts with the begin statement and ends with the end statement. Okay, now, and in this execution block, what it will happen? Implementation of code. So whatever you want to implementing, either your SQL statements or else a logical code of programs, whatever it is, either SQL statements or else PLSQL statements. Okay, now, so the both I can implement under execution block. And this execution block is a mandatory block. This execution block is a mandatory block. Compulsory, we should use this execution block. Without this execution block, we can't write. Okay, without this we can't write a program. Okay, now, right. So this is mandatory block. And the next block is called as the exception block. So this block starts with exception statement and handling exceptions. Okay, so and we know that suppose we are writing some programs, definitely we are getting some exceptions like abnormal termination problems that we are getting. So when we are getting abnormal termination problems, definitely, so there we need to handle those abnormal terminations. So how we can handling means by using of exception blocks are there. With the help of these exception blocks, we can handling exceptions which was occurred in the program. But this exception block is also simply we can say it is an optional block. It's not a mandatory. Okay, now right. And later, can you see the structure of a PLSQL block? Okay, the structure of okay PLSQL block. Okay, now. So what is the structure of PLSQL block means? So then these are the three things we discuss now. First one, declaration block starts with the declare and your variables cursors user defined exception. Execution block starts with begin writing SQL query statements and PLSQL logical code. Exception block, okay, starts with exception statement handling exceptions. And finally, execution block is end with the end keyword and slash means executing of your program. Okay, in PLSQL, executing of your program. Okay, so this is the structure of PLSQL block simply. Okay, now the next one is what now? Variables. How to work, okay, how to declare variables and how to assigning values to variables in PLSQL language. Let me see. So whenever you want to working with variables, guys, here three steps must and should be remembered. Okay, three steps must and should be remembered. So what is the first step is means? First one, declaring variables. If I want to declare variables, we have a small syntax is there. The syntax is called a declared variable name, data type, and size. For example, I'm declared variable A is a variable name, number, data type, or integer. Okay. B is a variable, it's a varchar 2 of 10. So whenever you want to declare your variables, you can declare your variables. Okay, with this A number, B number. Okay, now right. After declaration is over, then second step number 2, assigning or storing a value into variable. Okay, assigning or storing a value into variables. So how to store values into variable, otherwise how to assign values to variables. Okay, so your syntax is such a variable name and here assignment operator colon is called as an assignment operator. Okay, by using of this operator we can assign value, otherwise we can store value into this variable. For example, I was given here A, so already we declared A now. So here we declared A variable, right? And B variable, two variables we declared. So A variable is a number type, so 1021 assigning by using of colon is equals to B variable, okay, colon is equal to assignment operator and it is a string format size. So here I was given clearly. So colon is equals to assignment operator in PLSQL for assigning values purpose. Only normal equals to is called a comparison operator in PLSQL comparing purpose. Okay, so slight difference is there also. Normal equal is a comparison purpose. Colon is equals to is called as a assignment purpose, like storing purpose. Okay, now that should be remembered. And after that, the step number 3, printing variable value. So declaration, assigning, and print. So whenever you want to print, then we should use the statement dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of variable name, otherwise user defined messages. Suppose if you want to go for user defined messages also you want to print here, then we can go to printing here. Okay, now we are going to be printing. So now for example, a variable. So dbms underscore output dot put underscore a. dbms underscore output dot put underscore b, and user defined message dbms underscore output dot put underscore welcome to PLS. So this is called as a user friendly messages. This is called as a user friendly messages. Okay, na? Right. So now let you see one small example I will show you on these three steps: declaration of variable, assigning value to variable, print variable values. Okay, na? Let you see. So as usual, you want to open your Oracle. So same as this, you have to connect. Right. So let me see, I'm directly writing the program. Okay, this is called anonymous. So I'm not going to using any subblocks here. I'm directly going to program. Now you can see, first of all, declaration block. So in declaration block, what I said, declaration block starts with the declare statement. So I'm using declare statement. In this block, we are going to be, in this block, we are going to be declaring variables, etc., etc. So now, for example, in the basic example, how to declare variables. So I'm declaring one variable. X is a number variable, number of some size pen. Next, Y is also number variable of 10. Okay, declarations are over. Next one is what now? Execution block. In execution block starts with the begin statement. Okay, in this execution block, now I want to implement my code. So now I'm assigning X is equal to colon is equal to 100. So Y is equal to colon 200. Okay, now, so first one, declaration of variable, this is right. And this is called as a assigning value to variable. So 100 I'm assigning to X variable, 200 I'm assigning to Y variable. So assigning is nothing but what now? Storing one particular 100 value I'm storing into X, 200 value I'm storing into Y, because X and Y are both are number type. Okay, so declaration of variable, assignment of values variable over. What is the third step? Third step is printing dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of X concatenating comma concatenating Y. Sir, what is X? X means X value printing. Yes or no? X. To this X, what is this concatenation operator? Concatenation operator, what purpose we are using? Adding two string expressions. Adding two string expressions. So, but here by default, in your by default data type of PLSQL is string format. The default data type of string format is string format. Okay, now so X, concatenation comma is a string, concatenation Y. So that means to this X adding. Concatenation means what now? Adding. What I'm adding? Comma. What I'm adding? Comma. X to X I'm adding comma. To comma I'm adding Y. Okay, so here what it was, one by one, step by step. X to X I'm adding comma. To comma I'm adding Y. Okay, na? So concatenation operator we already discussed in SQL language. Okay, na? Right. So after that, finally you have to end. So begin block I'm going to end, but here I'm not using exception block. So exception block is not required, I'm not using. So when it is required, I'm using. Okay, na? Right. After that, this entire the program I need to execute. Slash is nothing but executing of your program. Okay, let you say I entered. Yes. So your program is successfully compiled and executed. Successfully compiled and executed. The positive message: PLSQL procedure successfully completed. But guys, here tell me, okay, my program is compiling successfully and execution also successfully done. But where is your output, guys? Where is your output? Output is displayed or not displayed? Come on, guys. Where is your output? Where is your output? Output is displaying or not displaying? Not displayed. So what we want to do, sir? Okay, so and why it is not displayed means basically what it was happened. By default, your PLSQL programs output. Careful, observe my point. By default, in our Oracle, PLSQL block results or PLSQL block outputs are not displayed by default. Why sir not displayed means here one of the property server output property will be connection will be off. So off is called a default connection. Off is called as a default connection. So that's why by default server output property connectivity is off. Your PLSQL engine server output connectivity is off. So whenever your property server output connection is off, then PLSQL block output is or PLSQL program result is not displaying, Then what we want to do, this connectivity I want to make as a on. Okay, so simply remember one line statement. Whenever you want to show or whenever you want to see the output of a PLSQL program, then we must and should be use a server output is on. Okay, now we just make it server output is on. Set server output is on. Server output is on. After on, again, this entire code I want to re-execute again. Slash. So re-execute slash. So now in SQL plus editor, whatever the code you written, the code I'm going to re-execute it. Once re-executed, let you see, yes, your output is displayed 10, 20. Sorry, 100, 200. 100, 200. Okay, the values are displayed. Okay, right. For example, if I want to make it server output, suppose set server output is off. So when I make it server output is off, and now again I'm re-executing my code. Again I'm re-executing my code which was there in that plus editor. Then what happens? See, so your program is executed successfully, but output is not displayed. Point understanding, guys? Guys, are you understanding my point now? Are you understanding my point? So yes, this is what happened. So whenever you want to view, you want to see, okay, the output of a PLSQL program, then we must and should be use a server output will be on. When you're making your server output property is on, then only I can see the output of PLSQL program. Otherwise, we cannot. Yes. So that should be, you have to take. So now I need to set again. If I need to set here, again I need to set here on, then execute. See, output is okay. So that's why before you want to practice, before you are going to be practicing PLSQL, first of all you need to set server output on. After setting server output on, then you have to write your programs. Okay, now right. So how we are setting every day? Can you observe now how we are setting every day? Page size 100. So no, set the lines are 100. So every day I'm writing. Come on, guys. These two properties for every day when we open Oracle, we are writing now. Yes or no? Okay, na? Yes, every day we are writing, right? Same as every day when you are practicing PLSQL, before you want to write a program, so you can do along with page size line, you can write like this for every day. Okay, so now on it, make it. Okay, so this is common. Okay, now after that you have to write your program. Okay, right. So this is the server output property. But guys, here in this example, whatever the value I'm assigning or initializations is happen directly. That means a direct 100 value I'm giving to x 200 y. So that means here x and y's, okay, x and y variable, whatever the values are assigned here or initializations here happen, those are fixed. Those are fixed. X is equals to 100, y is equals to 200. These are the fixed. Yes or no? So because the value directly initialization at the time of a variable declaration, we are initialization or we are initializing your values. Okay, now so that's why for every time when you execute this program, how many times are you executing this program? Same output is released. So 100 comma 200, 100 comma 200. So same result, same values are printing on my screen because these are fixed values. For example, this x comma y, these two variables values dynamically have to change. Dynamically I have to change. Suppose you need to enter value for x, enter value for y, not at initialization time. I want to give values at a runtime level. So that means now x variable values dynamically and next a third variable also I'm taking here number of 10. So three variables I declare, right? After that, it started begin execution block, and in this begin x is equals to ampersandage of x. So your ampersandage is telling us dynamically entry purpose. That means now x variable value user sending at a dynamic level, at execution level, at a runtime level. So whenever you want to send or pass values to variables dynamically, then compulsory use what now? Ampersandage symbol. Okay, right. So now x is equal x colon equals to ampersandage, y colon is equals to ampersandage of y. Okay, after that, that is equals to, suppose I'm giving x plus y, I'm giving now. And finally, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of here what z, because that is output now z value. And finally, end my okay begin statement and execute my. Now we can see your x value is asking at a runtime level. What was telling enter value for x. Suppose I enter value for x is equals to 10. Next, next what it was asking enter value for y 20. Then 10 plus 20 total how much guys here 30. Total how much guys here 30. Suppose now your x and y variable values do you want to change? Do you want to change means what happened? Again, you have to use a slash, re-executing of your program. Now asking x value 45, y value 85, then total 130. Total 130. Total 130. In the same system, next x value 96, y value 78, then total 174. So like this, dynamically you can change your x and y variable values dynamically. Okay, now right. But here, whenever I was asked, that means when I was entering x and y, in between what it was old and new, some variables are showing us. Old and new, some variables are showing us. So what is this, sir? What is old and what is new? Some people are asking us. What is old and what is new? Some people are asking us. Okay, na? So what happened here? What happened? This old and new is what? So what means these are called as a bind variables we called. So this bind variables in coming class we have a concept. In that concept we are using bind variables. At the time I will explain to you. Okay, but up to there what I am going to do for a little bit confusion now. So that's why these binding variables, whatever you are displaying now, these binding variables are I'm going to hiding. I'm going to hiding. I don't want to display. Then what we want to do means one more property is there that is called a verify. Okay, verify off. So when you set verify off, okay, verify off. By default it is on. Now I'm going to off. After off, execute. Now see, enter value for x56, enter value for y85. But tell me guys here directly enter value for x and y showing, but here old and new is showing us, is showing or not showing here? It's not showing. Yes or no? Showing or not showing? Not showing. So why? Because that bind variables information is we off. We are not showing, we are making verification is off. So that's why directly x and y is showing, and output is also 141. Now we can see 78, 45. So not asking, old and new is not showing us. So suppose those binding variables, if you want to see it, then what I want to use, verify is on. Verify is on, and you can see x value 85. And what see again, old and new bind variables are, we are going to be seeing again. Bind variables are, we are again seeing. Yes or no? Y value 63, y value 63. Okay, so again showing. So again it was old and new, the binding variables informations are displayed. Okay, so what is bind variable? What is the purpose of bind variable? We will discuss in the coming soon. Okay, na? So, but up to there, it's not required for us. That's why I just make it off. When you make it off, that will be not displaying on the screen. Then we simply enter value for x, enter value for y. Okay, na? So this is dynamically how we can go to store it. Okay, next one. So these are what it was as per, okay, what I did here, variable. So these 3 steps now we can understand. So first declaration of variable. So we are declaring variable after assigning value at the fixed value as well as dynamic values. Both are at the fixed at the time of initialization and at the time of runtime level. So both I'm showing how to assign. Okay, na? After that printed. After that printed. Okay, this is what the variables how to use. Okay, in the next one is, okay, carefully if you want to identify, okay, if I want to store, that means how to store, suppose we are asking how to store values into variables, variable. So for this purpose, what I did, I'm using what now? One first declaration of variables. After that, we are passing variable name. Okay, colon is equals to value we are passing. This is what now directly. A particular value we are storing under variable. This is directly. But now my question is in the database. Now my question is how to store column values into variables. Question understanding now? Okay, first one is what now? How to store values into variable. Directly the value variable first I'm declaring. After that I'm going to giving some value with the help of assignment operator of PLSQL to this variable. So directly we are passing like this. For example, what I did guys here as of now. So variable x is equals to 100. So this is what we discussed. X is equals to 100. Direct value is storing under x variable. Direct value. But second case is what now? I don't want to value. I want to store column values into variables. For example, come to your database. Suppose we have a one table. Okay, now in this table EMP we have some columns. Employee number column, these are values. Name column, job column, MGR, hire date, salary, commission, department number. So there are total 8 columns are there. And every columns having some values, right? Suppose my question is, suppose here EMP number column is there, guys. EMP number column values. Okay, how to store into variable? how to store into variable. Understanding my point now? So that means don't expect like that. Some people expect, sir, x is equals to emp number. Okay, now some people are they're expecting like this. So x is a variable, sir. Into this x variable, which column I have to store? Which column values I have to store? Emp number column values, sir, I want to store. Emp number column values, sir, I want to store in X. But this directly is not. It was showing what? No error. So this declaration, initializations is wrong. Wrong initialization. You can't store directly your column values into variables. Okay, it is wrong. Then how to store, sir? Means there we want to use a one clause. Clause is called as a select input clause. Okay, so node point upload. Node point upload. When we want to store column values into variables, then we should use the following. We should use following statement. Following statement is what now? Select into statement. So with the help of this select into statement, I can store column values into variables. I can store column values into variables. Okay, now right. So what is select into clause? Select into clause. Okay. What is select into clause? Select into clause is a statement. Select into. Okay, now select into. Okay, right. Select into clause. Okay, is a statement. It is a statement. It is a statement which is used to store column values. To store column values into variables. Okay, now right. So what is the syntax? Simply syntax. Observe carefully, guys. Select column name 1, comma, column name 2, okay, comma, and so on, into variable name 1, comma, variable name 2, comma, and so on from table name. Okay, and if you need where class condition, yes, you can. So where condition, you can also pass it and close. Okay, now so then in the syntax, what happened? From so and so table, okay, from particular table, are you retrieving? Select command, are you retrieving your required columns, and those columns values are storing into particular variables. So storing into particular variables. Okay, now for example, let me see. For example, select, okay, ename, comma, salary. There's two column values I'm storing into x, comma, y. From which table I'm taking ename, comma, salary? From emp table. Suppose if your condition is emp number is equal to 7788. Understanding, guys? The syntax understanding, guys? Syntax and below example. Are you clear this? Now the syntax is clear, all of you. Okay, right. So let you see one program. We will see it now. Let you see one program. Okay. So write a PLSQL program. Write a PLSQL program to input employee number and display that employee name and salary from EMP table. So come on guys, question all of you clear now? Question understanding all of you? Come on guys, the question is clear. Okay, right. So what is my program? I need to write a PLSQL program to input employee number. That means user want to give some employee number. So which number user is given, that person name and salary I want to display. Okay, right. Let you come out guys. This is our entire the table. This is our entire the table. And this is EMP number. Some numbers are there, but out of these many numbers, which number the user has given? Which number user has given? So based on that number, that person name and salary I want to display. For example, I'm giving 7788. When I'm giving 7788, then 7788 employee name is what guys? What is the name of 7788 employee? Yeah, name is what? Scott. And the employee salary, how much guys? Okay, 3000, right? Now this is up. So first I have to declare. First I'm going to write in here, declared. So I'm creating two variables. One is employee name storing purpose. It is a varchar type. It is a varchar type. One is employee salary purpose and salary storing purpose. It is a number type. So which I want to display name and salary. Name is which type varchar. Salary is which type number. So two variables I'm declared as per same data types. Okay. After that, what I want to do, I want to begin. Now here, which columns I want to display means two columns, because one is select ename, comma, salary. These two columns values I'm storing into which variables x, comma, y. And these two columns I'm taking from which table? EMP table. There, what is our condition? EMP number is equals to 7788. So directly number also I'm giving you. So understanding the select into statement, understanding that this is very important syntax, very oftenly we are using in our data PLSQL programs. Very oftenly we are using in PLSQL programs. That's why this syntax always keep in your mind. Because okay, whenever I'm asking, okay, whenever the situation is come to you, how to store column values into variables. So how to store column values into variables. So this requirement is come to you immediately. This syntax should be remembered. Okay, na? Right. So let you come out. What I am doing here, x is a one variable, y is a one variable. X variable I'm using for storing ename purpose. Y variable I'm declaring for using for storing salary purpose. So here x comma y is what? Variables, right? Now begin statement. So select which column. E-name I want to display, salary I want to display. But before I want to display this name and salary, first those things I want to store into X comma Y variables. Okay, now from EMP where condition. And after that. So now tell me guys, now your employee 7788 employee name and salary, where it is now? Come on. 7788 employee name Scott, salary 3000. These two values are, where are you stored? Where are you stored? Come on, where are you stored? E-name and salary. We are retrieving e-name comma salary from EMP table, whose employee number 7788. These two columns values where I am storing. Yes, in X comma Y variable. In X comma Y variable. Retrieving data from EMP table, whose employee number 7788. Those employee name and salary where I am storing into variable. The syntax main reason is that now. What is the main reason of the syntax? How to store column values into variables? Yes or no? For that purpose now, as of now, we are discussing the syntax. Now e-name data storing into X variable, salary data storing under Y variable. Okay, now right. So now what we want to do? Those variables values I want to print on my screen. And what you write dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of what do you say? X concatenate comma concatenate Y. Simply. Okay, printing X value printed, Y value also printed, and finally end your program and execute. Now, directly, which employee number are you given? That employee name Scott and that employee salary 3000. You got it now? Got it now? Right. So now observe. But here in this what happened? Here only one employee name and salary only we can see. We can display. Only one employee only we can see, because which number is given, that person only I can, that person name, that person salary only I can display. Okay now. But now as user wish, he want to see dynamically which employee number he want to enter, that person details I want to show. Here what happened? 7788 is a fixed. So fixed means what happened? That only that person name and salary only I can see. But user is not like that. No? User wish, which number he was entered, that person details I want it. Okay now. Then what we want to do, guys? Any logic? EMP number dynamically I want to enter as per user. What is the logic? Dynamically. Dynamically means just now I said. Don't forget it. Yeah, just now I said. Yeah, am percentage. Now let you see. Dynamically am percentage same as it is. Just here I will change. Okay now? Am percentage of EMP number. Okay. The remaining things, everything is same. Okay. Now we can see. Yes, dynamically asking enter value for EMP number 7788. Yes, 7788 name is I can see. Next, enter value for EMP 7900. Yes, 7900. Again, enter 7369. Yes. 7. So like this, which number user is entered, which employee number user is entered, that employee name and salary I want to display. Understanding now? For example, suppose if I enter 1122, 1122 employees there, guys. No, not there. Then what happened? You can see giving error. And what is error? No data found. What is your error? No data found, because 11 data is not found. Okay, na? So in this example, what is the main thing means? How to store column values into variables. Okay, na? So whenever you want to store a particular table columns values into variables, this syntax should be remembered, because it is a very oftenly this formula we are using in our PLSQL programs. So that's why carefully this syntax will be remembered. Okay, na? Right. So this is what now, guys, here select into class statement or select into statement, how we can using for storing of columns values into variables. This is one mechanism. Okay, and I stop it here, and tomorrow we will go for the next level of variables, the next level of variables. Okay, how to declare, so that we will see in the tomorrow session. Okay, now, right, guys? Thank you so much.